Welcome back to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. The Chinese Communist Party has been increasing its presence on U.S. soil, some of those nearby military bases. Now, a lawmaker from Michigan says he's fighting back. We spoke to Congressman John James about his bill, the No American Tax Dollars to CCP Act. Congressman John James, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So you recently introduced a bill titled No American Tax Dollars to CCP Act. How would this ensure that the Chinese regime isn't getting American tax dollars?
Yeah, there's no way that hardworking taxpayers' dollars should be going to a Chinese-based company with bylaws that literally declare fealty to the CCP. I'm really disappointed that Governor Gretchen Whitmer didn't stand up for our state and our country in putting a stop to this. But I want to be very careful here. But just demonizing Goshen, just demonizing this one instance is not going to fix the greater problem. The CCP is ready and willing to rush in to fill the gaps that America has left all over the country and all over the world. The core of America, like Michigan's 10th congressional district, my district, the #1 manufacturing district in the nation, and now they've moved on to our soil. Buying up farmland in the heartland, buying up small businesses, and we need to make sure that our money doesn't go to the CCP that the taxpayers, Americans, have worked so hard for.
And Congressman, how would this bill make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, making sure that these foreign entities of concern, it's not just China, but the Russian companies, Iranian companies, North Korean, any entity of concern would not be eligible for tax credits that were funded by essentially American tax dollars. We need to make sure that even though Americans are going through tough economic times, we need to be focusing on lowering the cost of everything, focusing on inflation, and that's what we're doing. And so my bill starts by just making sure that there's no American tax dollars going to the CCP or other foreign entities of concern.
And Congressman, on that note, what determines a foreign entity of concern?
Well, that actually, I gave an example of the Iran, China's, North Korea, and Russia. I mean, basically, if you're a country that says death to America, or if you're a country that has continued to take advantage of America or has interests in defeating America, then we probably should be sending America's tax dollars to do that. And now we're just waking up to it. And I'm doing everything that I can to stick up for my district and every other district by simply saying that no American tax dollars for the CCP and other foreign entities of concern.
And Congressman, it seems this goes beyond just business in terms of this Goshen plant. It's about 100 miles from the Camp Grayling. How do you read this proximity?
I mean, you're absolutely right. We're dealing with folks who are playing the long game. And frankly, one of the failings of our current political system is we only think in terms of election cycles and quarters. And communists are thinking in terms of centuries and election cycles. I'm sorry, centuries and dynasties. We need to think longer term. I believe that it's not even a belief, it's a fact. China wants to have the preeminent economy and the preeminent military in the world by 2049, which is the 100-year anniversary of communism in China. In the next 25 years, they are going to be doing their best to get there, and American politicians shouldn't be abetting in that process. Like the Michigan legislature approving millions of dollars going to Goshen is not only an economic boon for the CCP, but it also plays directly into the hands of China increasing its military might, putting a station that it literally has in their bylaws to conduct espionage on American businesses and report back to the CCP, but in close proximity to an American base. And what I believe is a critical geographic and industrial area in central Michigan.
And zooming out, Congressman, it seems, the U.S. has pledged to be carbon-free by 2035. And as part of that, it seems we're seeing a lot of Chinese companies benefiting. What do you see happening here?
Well, we need to come back to and tether our ambitions to reality. Of course, in America, we dream big and we do big things, and we shouldn't stop that. but we need to make sure that we don't leave our workforce behind, and we need to make sure that our infrastructure is ready. Which is why I authored an amendment into H.R. 1, the big energy bill, to reshore our critical supply chain for mining and refining critical minerals. That's very important, that we maintain and regain our energy independence so that we are not beholden to any entities of concern or, frankly, anyone else. We have the ability to be energy independent and also protect our allies from extortion from say Russia. We have the ability to grow our economy here and also take care of our allies and increase our leverage with our opponents and those who would seek to hurt us.
And Congressman, in this age of divisiveness and polarization, what unites this nation?
Well, too often you would say that there's nothing that unites us other than the air that we breathe. But I really do believe that we agree on 90% of issues. We just wrangle, and frankly, we're being pitted against each other by pundits and politicians that benefit from maintaining their power. That's why I said praying for wisdom for politicians and making sure that we're thinking critically at home. If it's something that doesn't sound like it benefits America, like putting policies in place that send our jobs overseas, then maybe you shouldn't vote for people who do that kind of thing.
And Congressman, any final thoughts you'd like to share?
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity. If you're tuning into this means you are thinking critically. This does mean that you care about your nation. And I want to say thank you for being involved and caring. Please make sure that we hear your voice. And don't lose hope, because America is the greatest country that's ever been.
Congressman John James, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for yours.